Greetings and salutations. I'm Yubelious. I run a Genshin Impact focused YouTube channel. Here we are above Enkanomiya to conduct an interview. Thanks for joining me here in your spare time today. Could you please introduce yourself for my watchers?
Yeah, so I am some good dranks on Reddit or EB 200321, pretty much everywhere else. I got a billion Mora in Genshin. I was the first to do it in North America. It was I want to say like almost 3-year journey, and I had a great time doing it. It was good to see the community and everything come together and have a fun time getting Mora.
You've achieved something incredible. Could you tell us about that?
Yeah. So when kind of back when I started, it was more just a joke for me and a couple of friends to see how high different things could get in the game, different collectibles and things like that. And the topic eventually came to Mora because that was kind of the one that you could save up a significant amount of. Everything else had a cap, and Mora never did. So we were like, oh, how much money could you get? And I made a joke of getting to 100 million, and then
You've said a
I think a
lot.
couple months, yeah, like 4 months later, I did that, and I showed it to my friend. He's like, damn, that's a lot of money. And we kind of laughed about it for a little bit. And then I kind of stopped grinding more after that. I was like, okay, we have 100 million. I don't need to do anymore. And went back to artifacts, and then I felt pretty lost just doing that. I was like, I don't like artifacts anymore.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like them before, still don't like them now, but they're kind of a necessary evil in the game. So back then, I was like, oh, what if I just like kept going? 200 million, and then it kind of popped into my head to go for a billion more, and I was like, oh, that sounds like a fun challenge. And I made a couple rules for myself, like if it's not fun anymore, I won't do it, and things like that. Just basic things to give myself some parameters to go off of, just in case I felt like the game wasn't fulfilling anymore, or it wasn't fun to get money instead of playing the game kind of quote unquote normally. But over time, it kept on being fun. I posted every 100 million Mora to Reddit, and everybody seemed to enjoy it. So I established a little bit of a community there of people having discussions about collecting Mora and just about anything else in the game. And so it was always a fun time to see the discussion continue as my Mora account grew. And after another 2 years after I got 100 million, I hit a billion.
Woo!
And community was quite excited. Everybody was really happy, and it was a really cool time.
For context, late game, rich is generally considered around 50 million. How much Mora do you have now?
I have 1,043,885,434 Mora. It is quite a lot still. I thought I was gonna dip below a billion when I was gonna upgrade a bunch of characters, but honestly, I could never decide which character to upgrade. And then different characters came out, such as like Chaska and Mavika and Sitlali, and those are all in my main comp now. So I just kind of upgraded them, and then was like, oh, I'm kind of in a good spot now because I could beat all the content again because I had now a second team full of really good Natlan characters, and I was like, oh, this kind of carries through Spiral Abyss. So I still haven't gotten around to upgrading a lot of the characters that I want to, but I hope to.
Yeah, those are the staples.
Yeah.
What made you decide to share your progress publicly?
I wanted to share my progress publicly because I saw other people doing it. I saw other discussions happen. And one of the things that drove me at the beginning was seeing a overall lack of content when it came to grinding Mora and doing things like to gain resources without using resin in the game. I found that there's a significant lack of things documented for that. So I wanted to try my own hand at it and see how I could do, and start amassing some of the things that I had learned into different lists and different checklists and things that I could share to the community. So I would discuss on some of the posts like, oh, this is what I did, this is how I made my money, this is some of the steps that I took, and it started getting a little bit of attention, started getting likes, started getting, more discussion than just how I'm doing it and why. And eventually it turned into people just kind of discussing everything. There's some people that were discussing getting every single food to the max stack in the game. There's some people discussing getting every enemy drop and like everything in the inventory to max stack. But overall, it was just a really good time to watch everybody come together and overall just discuss nice things and help each other out. So that's why I kept posting.
Yeah,
It was really fun to see everybody come together like that.
good for the community.
Absolutely.
Next, I'd like your opinion on how to make more Mora. When you're out of resin, do you recommend Morons and investigations, or just quests and events in your spare time?
Yeah, so I'd say it depends on how much time you have to play. I think for most people, we're kind of in the category of, you know, we have a job, we have things, other obligations outside of video games and Genshin Impact. So I'd say for most people, you're well off just farming your daily commissions, doing some expeditions for more. That's 25,000 a day, which might not seem like much, but it adds up every day. I'd also say that you could maybe have a little bit of a pickier attitude when it comes to different artifacts.
If I can
There's no
pause you
such
a
thing
Oh
moment
as
yeah.
there,
pure freedom in
I
this world.
recommend personally to swap one of your expeditions for ore. That way you don't have to farm ore every day for your dailies.
Oh, well, if you want to, you could technically just buy it from the guy in Leeway, Shito, in the Jade Mystery. He sells a bunch of different ores for pretty cheap if you wanted to buy it like that. So technically, you could make a little bit more money if you did all the expeditions and then just bought 10 iron chunks from this guy for 1,200 bucks.
Oh. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can use that ore to craft, well, the pink ore.
Yeah, and then you get
That's
more.
for
Then
another
you get more
weekly.
daily stuff. Yeah, absolutely. But other than that, I'd say there's 10 friendship commissions or quests that you could do each day. There's a bunch of guides on different ones that you could spawn in just by joining and leaving the game. That gets you an extra 10 to 20,000 depending on how lucky your RNG is. Other than that, if you have a little bit more time, I recommend doing some artifact runs. There's a bunch of different ones online that you could follow, or you could make your own. You've seen enough investigation points to drop artifacts.
Yeah, the latest region in that land has a
Oh yeah,
whole bunch of new ones that
yeah,
are really close together.
yeah. Some of these new ones are great.
You can bang
Oh
this out
yeah,
in like 10
it's
minutes now.
awesome. And then if you have a lot of time, those morons farming elites, all that stuff, getting all the blue and purple 3 and 4 star artifacts from them, that's always a great idea as well. You can get a lot of Mora depending on how lucky you are just by running around and killing all, what is it, 500 elites and like 2,000 regular enemies.
I don't even remember how many
Yeah,
there
I
are
know there's
anymore.
like
There's a lot
I
more
know
than
there's
when
a
I
daily
started.
limit of like 2,000 regular enemies, and I really want to say 500 elites, and I think that's the number, but it could have changed. That was a very old number from 3 years ago. But other than that, if you're looking for quick one-time options for more, there's a chest in Leeway, Inazuma, and Fine, respectively, that all drop between 2 and like 400,000 Mora each. There's a couple guides that show the locations of them. Leeway's is in the Northland Bank. Inazuma's is in the little tea house where the dog is, and Fontaine's is just behind a building somewhere in the main city.
I'm a traveler main myself. What would you say your main is?
Oh, definitely, like, I don't know, it's kind of a cross between a few characters. I've really loved Chaska recently. She's been a really great tool for clearing every single bit of content in the game. She's kind of insane. Mavic is also great. I've enjoyed playing her doing like big number damage. Single target's always been really fun with her. And then back in the day, I used to main Kazuha and Zhao. I have a DPS Kazuha. He's C6.
Hmm.
I didn't necessarily wail for him, but I just kind of wished every time he came out and eventually amassed all 6 constellations. I don't regret it at all. He's super fun and honestly still holds up today, which is pretty surprising given how Natlan characters play and how much damage they do. But
Yeah, the EM buff there.
but yeah, and then Zhao, he's always been pretty good. I farmed his artifacts back when he didn't have a set, so I'm still kind of sad that I spent the limited amount of time that I did farm artifacts. I spent like a year on him, and then grinded Mora, and then within that time, he got like 2 new artifact sets, and I'm just like, damn, all of my progress wasted. I had like a top 1% Zhao, I think, and then now it's nowhere near that.
Back in the day, I used to be a zero investment Aloy main. I spent 0 mana on the character, got her up to level 19.
Oh yeah,
Just did all the content with just
that's awesome.
a nothing character.
That's awesome.
And now I'd like to know, when you felt like you were getting close to your goal, did you want to speed up or slow down, and why?
A bit of both, honestly. I enjoyed a lot of the grind. It wasn't too long, and it never felt monotonous. It never felt boring. Watching the number go up was always really fun, and I would always update the Mora account in my bio, just like the little signature. And so a lot of my friends that I have on my list would always comment like, "Oh, you're getting closer," and you're getting. So it was always a really fun way to discuss things with all my friends that I played with, and so I enjoyed that aspect, and that's why I wanted it to kind of slow down and just chill out. I was like, I'm enjoying this, but after I hit 900 million, the end was kind of in sight, and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of ready for this to be done as well because this has been over 2 years of my life.
There's no such
I
thing as pure
I
freedom
straight up
in
went
this
through
world.
more than half of my college
Even
career
you cannot
farming Mora,
belong
and
forever.
I think I want to move past this point,
It's quite a while.
and so a bit of both, yeah.
I have a question from my mother, who doesn't play. She'd like to know, when you finally accomplished your goal, did it feel like what you put yourself through was well worth the effort, time, and energy?
I'd say so. Yeah, I enjoyed a lot of it. So it
There are
coming to an
leaves
end
around,
was a little bit saddening,
and I know
but
just
I
what to
overall I
enjoy
thought,
company
you
then,
know,
if
I
you wish
proved to
to hear.
myself that I could, stick to something that a lot of people thought was boring, but I thought was pretty cool, and that I could stick to it, and I was happy with that. So I'd say yes, I did enjoy how it ended.
Thinking back on your journey now, is there anything you wish you would have done differently?
I think the only thing that I wish I would have done differently was something that the community brought up to me more than I ever thought about myself, and that was using the 150 primos I get each day because I buy the Welkin Moon. I would use the first 150 that I got to buy the first 2 resin refreshes with Primo Gems, and so that gave me a pretty good leg up on some of the other
Scenery is
people who were
wonderful.
grinding Mora in
Surely
comparison
enough to
to like the
convince
amount of time
anyone
that
to
they
become
spent.
a
I
bond.
spent a considerable amount of time less than some of the other people, and so I liked it because I didn't have to do as much grinding or for as long. But a lot of the community members were considering that like damn near sacrilege. They were like, "Oh my god, this guy, he's primos on Mora. What is he doing?" And I didn't really care about their different issues that they had with it, but if I was going to change anything, I would appease the community and not spend my resin
Relax.
refreshes with primo.
Wherever
Yeah,
in
for
this
their
world
sake.
I roam,
Yeah,
How has this
true
journey
memories of
changed the
home.
way you see the game?
it's just made me more picky
Display.
than anything else when it comes to
It is the
artifacts
last
and
link
where
I
I spend my
have to the land
resources.
of my
After
birth.
conserving them for almost 3 years, I've grown to enjoy them. You can call it whatever you want, but I like my millions and millions of market instead of used on things that I don't necessarily care
There's no
about.
need
So
to exchange
while I'm still
pleasantries.
interested in leveling up a
It's
bunch of
rather
characters, I
pathetic
am
to force
pickier
a
on who I level up.
conversation
While I'm
just
still
to
leveling up
occupy
artifacts, I'm definitely
silence.
pickier on which ones I will choose
The
to level up.
scenery
The
is
strong box
wonderful.
is my friend, definitely, because
Surely
I'd say
enough
about
to convince anyone to
95% of my
become a
artifacts go
wanderer.
directly to that. So overall, yeah, just more picky,
Gotta hit your flat
picking my
defense
battles.
artifacts.
Oh, 100%. Flat
Relax.
defense is the way to go all the time.
Only a couple more questions to go. What have you been busy with since you stopped posting more updates?
Oh, just work. That's all it is. I'm a normal human being outside of the game. I like money both in game and outside of the game too. So I've been on that grind, working.
Hopefully, you get that $1 billion.
I highly doubt it. I'm pretty standard as far as work goes. I work construction. I don't do anything too crazy. I just recently got promoted to an estimator, so I've been very busy with that, trying to appease my boss, trying to make sure everything's going well in my new position. So overall, yeah, just work and finishing school. I talked about college before. I did finish that.
Hmm.
I am a architectural technologist, and that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's what I've been up to.
To follow that up, what do you plan to do from here?
Overall, just I mean, I know I said I was a little picky, but
You
leveling
think
up a
I've
bunch of
got a sharp
characters that I'd
tongue?
like
I
to
just
get some
tell
more
it like it
playtime
is.
with, getting
If
more
someone can
artifacts
handle it,
that hopefully don't
maybe
suck,
that's their
and just
problem.
clearing a lot of the content in the game. I enjoy all parts of this game. I think some of the endgame content could maybe use a little bit of work. Just overall, it's getting a little stale. I feel like we're just kind of killing high health enemies and doing it in a time limit over and over again. So
Relax.
maybe that's not the most fun
Yeah,
part.
my zero investment Aloy can't pull that
Yeah,
off.
unfortunate. But I mean, other than that, I love all the quests. I mean, 6.0 just came out, so I can't call it 100%. But I had 100% of exploration in all areas. I had all the achievements, 1550 or whatever it was at the end of Natlan,
Mhm.
and so
Wherever in
I
this
play
world I
everything.
roam,
and it's all super fun to me. So my plan for the future is to just continue doing that.
Genshin Impact just recently launched version 1 of Luna. Is there anything you'd like to see me tackle in this new version?
Yeah, honestly, I talked to you on Discord a little bit before this and told you to take a Saurian all the way to some bosses and try and fight them, but unfortunately they despawn after a certain radius, and so you can't really do that. But I do know that there is a kind of game design mode coming up.
They kind of die.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Even within Natland.
Really?
I tried taking a Kukasaur to the new vacation island. It died on the trip.
Oh man.
I had to glide the whole rest of the way there. I managed to do it, but
That's a far distance too. Oh man,
It's-
it barely fits on the
yeah.
map.
pretty far.
If only I had enough time to do that with my free time. God, that'd be so much fun to just do some of that stuff. I think they call it like resinless behavior or whatever online, but
Yeah.
that's all fun
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
to me.
Most of my stuff is resinless behavior.
Absolutely. But yeah, no,
I spend all my resin in under an hour, and then I just burn the rest of my day doing whatever.
oh, under an hour. I get like 15 minutes max out of dailies these days. It's nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I'd say some of the new modes with like game creation and things like that, I want to see some cool games come out of everybody. So you're included in that. I really want to see what things people can create in that mode. I think it's got pretty limitless possibilities as far as creation goes. So I want to see what comes out of that.
All right. I'll try my hand at that when I get a chance.
Sounds good. I'll be sure to play it.
Any parting words for today's interview?
Oh man. I don't know. Don't do what I did. It took a long time. I wouldn't recommend it.
Oh.
I carry memories of my home.
I enjoyed it, yeah, but you can live vicariously through
It is the
me
last
and
link I
and
have
not
to the
grind
land
for a
of
billion
my
Mora. Play normally. You'll have much more fun. You'll feel much more gratification when it comes to leveling up different characters and playing through different game modes. And other than that, have fun with the game. Kind of goes into the same vein as don't do what I did, but it is a really fun game and enjoy
It's
it.
a really fun game.
But overall, if you do have any desire to grind Mora, maybe listen to the community and also don't throw your primo gems away like I did.
If someone else wants to contact or support you, what's a good way to do that?
I am always available on Reddit under some good dranks. You can find my posts. I think I'm one of, if not the top result for like 1 billion Mora, and also you can search up my posts and DM me through that way, or on Discord. My name's EB200321. I am virtually always active on a lot of these platforms. I mean, it's not that I don't do anything outside of work or anything. I have a life, but I always respond to people. If you have any questions, if you want to just chat about literally anything, I'm always down. So you can reach out to me through either of those channels, and I'd be happy to talk.
This has been some good drinks from North America, the third in the world to pull this off. One of less than 0.0000001% of players who have reached 1 billion Mora.
Small number.
Amazing job on that. Thank you so much for coming today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
That's all for this interview. My research has led me to believe that there are 6. For those watching, if you are a billionaire and would like to reach out for an interview, please contact me on Discord at Yubelious, or email me at yubelious@gmail.com for scheduling. Toodles Noodles.